Rae Rae, you gonna do chores with me? Good morning. We are about to do chores, and as I was walking out the doors, somebody woke up, so I'm just waiting for them to join me. Anytime now. Come on. Get your boots on. Down the right feet. Look at you, you got them on the right feet. Nice. How'd you sleep, Rae Rae? Good? You moving slow this morning? All right, let's feed these animals. Come on. Okay. Here, let me scoop it and you can pour it in. Pour it in that bucket. Oh, you missed. Hey. What? Put that. Sit that on top there. There. Take your bucket. Got it? Don't drop it. Come on. Good morning, pizzas. Good morning. Oh, ooh. There we go. There's your bucket. Yeah. You know, I heard they really like marshmallows. We need to come feed them some marshmallows later. They're supposed to, we'll see. Hey, come on. Okay, now we're headed to milk. This morning I had quite the surprise. I woke up and I stepped outside like I normally do, just to check on everybody. And I have female goats in the driveway. They had somehow knocked the gate down. They were easy to get in, but I had no idea where Dolly was. But I kept calling her. She's very good at call signs. And she came back, and now they're all exhausted from their extravagant morning. What's up, rule breakers? All of you. Ain't not one of you innocent. Everybody was out. Thank you. Yeah, Dolly got out too. She came back in though. Good girl. That's a good girl. Hey, there you go. There you go. You gotta have somebody help me smack the butt. You're the butt macker, aren't you?
What do I do? What? Did you just tell me about the milkings?
You can do this for Daddy. Daddy don't have to come out here. You be the milker.
But I do not know how.
That's why we're gonna teach you. First things first, you can't have the milk that's sitting in there. That's why I gave it to Dolly. So she gets that little treat. Because it's sometimes spoiled being in there. Look, they're way high. You see? Up here at the top. Just with your thumb. Just squeeze down. You don't pull. You wanna try one? Okay. Just squeeze. Squeeze at the top. Squeeze it. You did it! Good job, Rae Rae. Good girl, Butters.
Medium.
He shoots. I miss every daggone time. Hang on, baby.
That's a little thing. No.
Can you hold this? 2 hands.
No.
Just out of here.
Where are you going?
I gotta finish putting the stuff up. Okay, done milking. About 1 1/4 quarts. It's normally what we usually get. All right, now come on, Rae Rae. Where you at? Right behind me. There you are. The footsteps of rumbles, the runs, the walks, the no in between. No, just normal pace. The cat's still back here. Come on, kitty. Had a whole clan with me today. All right, morning chores complete. Well, I do a little watering, but that's about an every other day thing in the summer. Okay, we are all cleaned up. The kids are getting finalized. Jen's over here running around like crazy. She just
hunting graham crackers in bedrooms.
Oh my gosh. Did you do that? Are you the graham cracker thief? No, you didn't do it. We'll get them teeth brushed, boy. You gonna speak words?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Gunshot. That's your vlogger.
I am.
Oh, okay. All right. Rae Rae.
What?
Are you the graham cracker thief? Maybe. Maybe you are. Uh-huh. Look at this cool light that cousin Stephanie got her. It's a unicorn light. It spins around. It's really cool. And she also got Wyatt. It's really cool. Sign, this is game over because he's the video gamer. And a little bit light bright. That's pretty neat, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Starting to look more and more like a club up in there every day. What do you say? Yeah, it was Rayla. Keep brushing teeth. All right, now I've got to run to the P.O. box real fast because we just got all the orders done and ready to ship. Look at that, 3 full bags full. So the Comfort 7 went super fast again, like 2 hours. Jen tried to give all the updates that she could, but they went really fast. Thank you all. That was quite the blessing. It was the most orders we've ever done. But they are all shipped and going out today. So when you see this, it'll be going out yesterday. All right, let's roll. Well, today's homesteading adventure that we've had so far, because there's always something unexpected happen. Really, always. Yeah, it's still midday. Well, you remember our Q&A yesterday? If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a really good video. But we talked about how great our pool was. Yeah. Well, today the pump went out. Pooped out. My goodness, it completely pooped out. I worked on it about all morning. It burned up. It was just getting old. We've had it for a few years, so those little things just don't last long, like we mentioned. And then also, like we mentioned, it's really hard to find pools right now, including parts and accessories. So we called and we looked around and we looked around. Finally, we found one person
they just got it in today and we went and snatched it up.
Unfortunately, it is not the exact pump setup for our pool, but I got a little creative and made it work. Let's go look at it. Okay, so our old pump, this is where it went back into the pool. Then there was 2 filters, one there, or I guess 2 hoses in there, where it came into, went into the pump that we had sitting there and came back out there. Well, we got this new little cheap thing from the pool shop, and you know, it's fine. We didn't want to spend a big bunch of money at all on this little pool. So this is one that's like an equivalent size. However, it is not set up to be able to do the 3. It doesn't even have the splice the way you can splice it like my last one did. So basically this pipe is now hanging in the pool so it can not lose any water because I can't take that off because it's a big hole in the pool. And then so these 2 where the water came in is now the setup for the water to come in from this hose and shoot out that hose. And it's working great. You can see up here, hopefully, the water moving. What's the year 2020?
2020 is the year for creativity.
That's exactly right.
Gotta get real creative.
Yeah, Cat's being real creative over there.
Yeah.
Oh. So, crisis averted. Whew, thank goodness. But there's something in the garden that we need to do. We got our first 2 squash of the year, our first real summer harvest crops of the year. And these are beautiful straight neck squash from Haas Tools. This one's a little bit smaller. We pulled it because the plant was small and we wanted it to go back focusing on the plant. But that's a good, nice squash. You know squash is ready, obviously just because it's yellow. And it's a decent size and looks like squash. But you want to do it when it's tender. You can kind of squeeze it in a little. You don't want it to be too daggone hard and too big because then it gets a little tough, but still definitely edible. You might just want to peel the skin, but the inside is still delicious. So yeah, the first squash is of the year. What do you think? You want to eat them? Eat it right now. Say rah, 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 rah. All right, so the first squash harvest. Now, next thing we know, it's just gonna be rolling in like crazy on all the stuff that we're harvesting. But before we harvest, we had new germination, something super exciting. Check it. We've got corn. How exciting is that? Man, we were really about to give up hope on it. That sounds silly, you know, giving up hope on it and didn't think it was going to, but you like have exact days and numbers in your head on when things should germinate. And then like when they're like a day late, you're like, oh no, it's not gonna work. But patience, right? Patience in a garden. The very next day after they should have been sprouted, everybody came up. I think I counted them out of the spacing that I had, like maybe 3 didn't germinate out of 59. So that's exciting. 59 in a 4x12 raised bed. It should work really well. It's block grown, so we shouldn't have a pollination issue. I can't wait to see what happens there. Okay, a spot we haven't really been at very much are the pallet trellises. So we have big, beautiful cucumbers that are coming in here, and they have their tentacles. Y'all know I can never get that word right. Tendrils. So see this little guy right here? That's what attaches to your trellis. The thing about cucumbers is if you really want them to trellis, you gotta train them. They don't just attach like say beans do or something like that is really fine and its main vine is the trellis. These send off those tendrils that attach and then hold it basically on the way up. I promise you, if you just try to just let your cucumbers do it on its own, it might hold it, but they're not gonna grow like you want them to, and especially not trellis as fast. So we do like to tie up our cucumbers, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. However, we're currently only using our 2 pallet trellises that have the flower beds, that I call them the flower boxes, and we're not using these 2. And now this is fencing wire, which is a little bit more durable, and I like that better than the chicken wire. So since I have one that's not being used, I'm gonna take his chicken wire off, and I'm gonna put that on there because that's a little bit easier for us to trellis and be able to get through. And then we'll leave that one on. But we're still gonna staple the ends down so they don't flare up and possibly hit the plants themselves. Okay, so that was quick and easy. Got it put on there. Now it's secure so it won't flap up and break our plant. But it's very easy to tie up your cucumbers. It's just like tying up a tomato. As you can see it's growing, it wants to grow out this way. So all I'm doing is I'm setting it up here, kind of like that, and I'm gonna tie it to it. All right, so see now it's up. I'm training it the way I want it to go. And then it'll eventually will catch and you won't have to do that no more. But I'll probably do 2 ties, I would say probably total before it holds up. It's just once it starts growing fruit and you actually start having cucumbers hang on to it, these little tendrils, even with a bunch of them on there, just don't hold really strong enough. So they need that support. And I'm gonna do this one as well. But they just need that support of having that little tie on there and get that stretchy tie like we've shown before. It stretches, so as the plant grows, it stretches with it. And it works out really well. But I'm going to knock this one out. I'm going to staple down on the other side, and the cucumbers will start to learn how to grow up a pallet trellis. Okay, so really all I did was actually staple this chicken wire down to the pallet trellis. And only was able to tie up one of them. The other 3 are not completely ready, but that's okay. They'll be there in probably the next couple days and I'll just come back and do them then. But yeah, make sure that you are tying your cucumbers, especially if you're going up such a steep grade like a pallet trellis, because it's very straight up, and that'll train them to grow up that trellis. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about is something that I am highly recommending that you never buy. Complete waste of money. Never do it whatsoever. So, past few videos you've been seeing me with this tape. It's the same tape we use every year where we hand tie anything to trellis so that we're having to put up a trellis. Well, coming in. Jen says, I found this. Where you going? Where should she go? Jen says, I found this thing that'd be really cool and would save us a lot of time. She shows it to me and I'm like, wow, that would be really cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, also, like, Facebook had been pumping this ad in my face.
You've probably
like,
all seen it too. If you look up anything gardening, you've probably seen it.
Right, so it's been pumping in my face for like 6 months. It's been insane, even before we even planted the garden. So we bought it. I've never even got to use it once on trellising anything. It's this stupid gun. It is the worst thing we've ever bought.
It does not work whatsoever.
It does not work at all. So what this is, it's supposed to be like ties your plants.
Like a tape gun.
Right, so this is supposed to pull out up to here. And then you put it on your tomato plant or whatever you're doing and the wire, clamp it down and it secures it.
Yeah.
And then it lets it go. And then you move to your next one and your next one. And it's just a lot quicker than hand tying knots, right? Well, problem is, it literally doesn't work even for the slightest bit whatsoever.
Not even what.
So it comes to you hooked up like this, how it's supposed to be. They've already ran everything. And I'm like, that's cool. Well, I did one thing to test. And this now never catches again.
No.
It doesn't ever pick it up. And y'all, like, the staples work just fine. Look at them in there. Right on in there. But this doesn't catch this.
Yeah.
And what they'll tell you is that's not a problem with the gun, it's a user problem. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm fairly crafty when it comes to figuring out things. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos and everybody says, it don't work.
Yeah.
So I wish it did. So if you're seeing the same ads we're seeing, don't buy this piece of crap. It's a straight junk.
Yeah.
$30.
Make you angry.
It does. $30 of, well, actually it gave us $30 of tape.
Yeah, we did get a lot of tape for it.
Yeah, which are like $6
It's such
total.
a cool idea, but just does not work.
No,
whatsoever.
it doesn't work. And I told her, I said, all right, so I'm struggling so hard to get it on there. Let's say I finally get it to attach. Okay, that's gonna give me one tie. We have over 100 tomato plants. I have to go do this to every single one, so it's just not worth it. Not worth it. It's straight junk.
Yeah.
Junk. So most of the time, whenever we show you anything in our vlogs, is we're very pro it. It works well. We like it because normally we do our research, and we did our research on this, but it's like
not enough.
Not enough apparently. So our first Stivers Homestead, never buy. We highly recommend that you stay as far away from it as possible. Unfortunately, this one you're just gonna have to hand tie.
Yeah.
Don't buy it. All right, y'all. Well, this was like a mix of a day in the life slash like a weird review of. It didn't even get sent to us. We bought the daggone thing. That was the worst part. But you got to see Rae Rae and I do some chores. You got to see a pool malfunction. But most importantly, I hope you learned a little bit about cucumbers and trellising and that they don't just attach like beans do. Because that is important to know. They'll just go wherever they want and they won't hold on like you expect them to. So make sure you time them up.
Yeah, make sure you're doing your pallet trellises too.
That's right, pallet trellises for the win. And you can use whatever kind of wire you want. I just like that fencing wire. It's a little wider, so it's easier to get your fingers in when you tie. But use anything you want. Just make pallet trellises. They're so awesome.
They are so cool, especially for cucumbers because it really takes up the vine out room that they take up in your garden. They can grow up instead of out.
Exactly. And we got 7 plants in those 2 pallet trellises. Yeah. 7 cucumber plants, and they're going to grow
and
perfectly
it's successful
healthy.
Because last year we did a whole lot of cucumbers.
Yeah, that's where most all of them came from. We had a couple over there on the cattle panel trellis, but the main came from the pallet trellis. Yeah. So. Pallet trellis for the win. Yeah. How many times do you say pallet trellis in the
pallet trellis, pallet trellis, pallet trellis, pallet trellis, pallet trellis.
All right, y'all. If you haven't subscribed, please do so down below if you want to see more of our videos. I'll link the pallet trellis video. There's 2. I did a main one, then the second one's with the planter, so I'll put that one on there because really all it is with the pallet trellis, you just put them together and screw them together. So I'll show you how we did the pallet, the flower boxes.
There you go.
But other than that, we love y'all.
Yeah, we love y'all. Till the
Until
next
one.
No.
Bye.